You know that feeling when you walk into a room and it's just instantly, like, aggressively chaotic?
Oh, yeah, like absolute sensory overload.
Exactly. Picture walking into this massive convention hall. Everyone is just shouting over each other, and, a dozen strangers are aggressively shoving flyers into
Yeah,
your hands
yeah.
for things you do not need.
Right.
And there's someone in the corner screaming about some wild conspiracy theory, and you literally can't even find the three actual friends you came there to see.
It's completely overwhelming. I mean, your brain's immediate biological response in that scenario is just to shut down, to turn around and walk right back out.
Yeah, come
But
on.
because as humans, we fundamentally crave signal, right? We look for meaning, we look for connection. But in that room, all you are getting is an absolute wall of noise.
And the wildest part of this scenario for you, the listener, is that you didn't even leave your couch to enter this convention hall.
Yeah.
You literally just unlocked your phone.
It's right there in your pocket.
You're standing in this digital room wondering, like, how did it get so bad? Why is your feed flooded with people you don't follow and topics you never asked for? Well, that is exactly what we're unpacking in today's deep dive.
It's a big one today.
It really is. We are looking at this incredible provocative source text from our research called the Zero Cost Problem. And our mission today is to connect the dots on exactly why our digital platforms feel so fundamentally broken. And spoiler alert, it is entirely by design.
Yeah, and that's the baseline we really have to establish right out of the gate here. We have to strip away this idea that there's some shadowy conspiracy or like a cabal of engineers sitting in a dark room maliciously laughing at
Right,
us.
it's not some evil villain plot.
No, it's not malice at all. It's just cold, hard economics. To truly understand the chaos on your screen, we have to internalize one foundational reality about the modern internet, and that is you, the user, are not the customer.
You're the product.
Exactly. You are the product being sold.
I want to dig straight into the mechanics of that, actually, because the research hits on this concept of the follower count that completely changed how I view my own profile. It calls your follower count a fossil record.
Yeah, I love that term. Think about the illusion of the follower. When you look at a platform, we treat that number, whether it's yours or a major creator's, as this metric of current active attention.
Right, like an audience that is actively listening.
But mechanically, it absolutely isn't. I mean, think about your own scrolling habits. You might have clicked follow on, say, 400 different people over the last 6 or 7 years.
Oh, easily. Probably closer to 1,000 if I'm being perfectly honest. I just hit follow and forget about it.
Right. But out of those 1,000 accounts, how many of them still make things you actively engage with today? How many of them do you actually care to hear from right now? Maybe 20.
Yeah, 20 might even be generous. But wait, I want to challenge that just a bit.
Sure.
If a creator has 1 million followers, they still get massive brand sponsorships. Those metrics still hold real-world financial weight, cultural cachet. How can we say that number is just an illusion if it's literally paying their rent?
Well, financially, it holds weight because advertisers are often buying the perception of reach.
Ah, perception.
Exactly. But mechanically, within the platform's own routing system, that number is largely a ghost. The algorithm itself knows it's an illusion.
Wait, really? The algorithm knows.
Oh, absolutely. It treats a follow from 2019 with the exact same numerical weight on a profile page, so you see a big number. But behind the scenes, it knows that 99% of those people aren't clicking anymore.
Wow.
You have creators with 100,000 followers who only get, like, 200 likes per post. Their actual functional reach is practically zero, yet the platform continues to display that massive follower number like it's this validated credential.
It's like the algorithm is forcing you to live in a museum of your own past interests.
Oh, that's a great way to put it.
Right. You're walking past all these dusky exhibits of who you used to be, like the knitting phase from 2020, the sourdough
The
phase.
sourdough phase. Yeah, everyone had that one.
Exactly. Or that one specific indie band you like for exactly 1 month. And then the platform is just standing there shouting, "Look, you love this. I have 1 million more just like it."
That is exactly what is happening. And from an economic standpoint, I mean, why wouldn't the platform do that?
Because it's a terrible user experience.
Right, but they don't want a perfectly curated narrow feed of just your 20 closest friends. That doesn't generate enough scrolling. By treating your entire historical fossil record as active interest, they create this massive, endless inventory of content to serve you.
And endless content means endless ad slots.
Bingo.
Man, so reputation and connection have just been completely flattened. We rely on this one-dimensional metric, followers, likes, upvotes, And it all just measures raw attention.
Nothing else, just attention.
Not quality. Not whether the attention was deserved or if it was just, outrage bait. It's a scoreboard where the points literally do not correlate to human value.
And that leads us to the natural next question, right? If the metrics are inflated and the feed is full of garbage, why is it like this? Why not just fix it?
Yeah, that's what I kept asking myself reading this. Just fix the algorithm.
But the research points out that platforms can't just fix it, because the core foundation of the internet itself is flawed. The original sin of the web is that participation is free.
Let's unpack that. Because when participation costs absolutely nothing, everything gets flooded. Because the barrier to entry is zero, the cost to manipulate the system is zero.
Exactly. And this is where we enter the bot economy. Most people know that bots exist, obviously, but the sheer mechanical scale of it is what breaks the system.
Yeah, it's staggering.
You don't have to be some sophisticated hacker in a dark hoodie to manipulate this stuff anymore. You can go to a mundane, corporate-looking website right now, pull out your credit card, and buy 10,000 likes or 1,000 retweets for, like, the cost of a cup of coffee.
And the source material talks about this specific vulnerability called a Sybil attack, which I found incredibly fascinating.
Yes, the Sybil attack. It's a foundational concept in computer science. It's actually named after a famous 1973 book about a woman named Sybil who had dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, I didn't know that. That makes sense.
Yeah. In network security, a Sybil attack is when one single entity easily pretends to be thousands or even millions of different people simultaneously. And it only works because creating a new identity online costs $0 and takes zero effort.
But hold on. Let me play devil's advocate here.
Go for it.
Platforms, no bots are ruining the experience. We see them trying to fight back all the time. I'm constantly having to identify, like, stoplights and crosswalks and CAPTCHAs CHAs, or verifying a login with my phone number. They have massive machine learning algorithms hunting for spam.
Sure.
So it's not like they're just leaving the front door wide open, right? They're fighting it.
They aren't leaving the front door open, no. But they are fighting an unwinnable war of asymmetry. Think of it like a bank.
Okay.
It's like trying to secure a bank vault by putting an incredibly strict bouncer at the front door while leaving the entire back wall of the building completely missing.
Oh, wow.
The CAPTCHAs and the phone verifications, those are the bouncers. They are flimsy patches on a broken foundation, because the foundation of the internet basically says anyone can send a request to a server for free.
Right. The bots aren't walking through the front door. They're exploiting the architecture of the building itself.
Exactly. Let's look at the economics of the attacker versus the defender here. A bot operator can pay a service a tiny, tiny fraction of a cent to automatically solve a CAPTCHA.
Right. They just outsource the friction.
Yep. They can buy virtual phone numbers in bulk. The automation at scale, like running 10 million bots, only works because the actual act of liking a post or publishing a comment is fundamentally free.
So the scale is the weapon.
Yes. If an attacker had to pay even 1/10 of a cent for every single action their bots took, running 10 million bots would bankrupt them overnight.
That makes so much sense. The bot farm doesn't have to budget for the thousands of likes themselves. They just budget for the script that automatically clicks the button. The actual ammunition is free.
Precisely. The cost to create a fake profile is zero, but the cost for the platform to moderate, detect, and ban that profile is greater than zero.
It costs compute power, engineering hours.
Exactly. So the platform is mathematically destined to lose that race. It's just gravity.
Okay, so if this zero-cost reality is the disease, let's look at the medicine. Because the way platforms have historically tried to cure this problem is, frankly, incredibly dangerous for you and me.
It really is.
To prove you're a real human, platforms basically resort to two terrible methods.
Yeah.
They either hoard your secrets or they demand your money. Let's start with the secrets.
Right. The research calls this the credential trap. Because participation is free, the only way a platform can distinguish you from a bot is by making you prove your identity. And the way we do that on the internet is by whispering a secret to a server, like a password, or a two-factor authentication code.
Which, feels completely normal to us because we do it 10 times a day. But when you step back, it's an insane way to prove who you are.
It is entirely insane because to verify your secret, the platform has to store a copy of it, or at least a mathematical representation of it, in a massive database.
They hold all the keys.
Right. And by doing that, the platform itself creates a giant glowing target for hackers simply by demanding those credentials. And as we've seen historically over and over, those databases always get breached eventually.
I mean, think about the massive Yahoo breach where 3 billion accounts were compromised, or the Equifax hack.
It's inevitable.
And the reality is, for most people listening, almost everyone reuses passwords. You sign up for some random cooking forum in 2014, you use your standard password, that forum gets hacked 5 years later, and suddenly your primary email and your bank account are vulnerable.
Yep.
The whole model of proving you're human by giving away a secret cascades into this massive security failure.
It's a completely antiquated, fragile architecture. We are trying to patch a fundamentally economic problem, zero-cost participation,
Yeah.
with a flawed security solution. And
Right.
when that fails, which it does, platforms pivot to the second cure.
Huh.
And this one fundamentally damages the social fabric of the internet. It's the plutocracy problem.
All right. If they can't secure the database, they just start checking wallets. To fix the spam, platforms demand money.
Exactly.
You want people to know you're real. Pay a monthly subscription for a verification badge. You want your post to actually reach your fossil record of followers. Pay for premium reach so the algorithm artificially bumps you to the top.
So capital simply substitutes for quality. It is a brute force, inelegant solution to the zero-cost problem. The platform basically throws its hands up and says, look, we can't mathematically tell what is a good post and what is a bot post, so we'll just prioritize whoever can pay us the most.
Which I just have to say completely shatters the original utopian vision of the web.
Oh, completely.
We were all sold this beautiful promise that the internet was going to democratize voices, it was going to flatten the hierarchy so that a brilliant idea from a totally unknown person could reach the world.
The great equalizer.
Right. But by solving the bot problem with a paywall, the internet just replicated the exact same real-world power dynamics, just wearing digital uniforms. A loud voice with a massive corporate budget will completely drown out a thoughtful, brilliant voice with a small one.
It's so frustrating, and it forces us to ask a really difficult design question. What would a system look like where a small, precise, well-timed contribution naturally outperformed a large, sloppy, well-funded one?
That is the dream.
And I mean mechanically outperformed, not because some human moderator at a tech company decided it was better, but because the actual physics of the network surfaced the better idea.
But the current physics of the network do not do that.
Yeah.
Which brings us to the ultimate synthesis of this whole deep dive. Let's look at the complete picture for a second.
Let's do it.
Your feed is a chaotic mess. Your follower count is a ghost town. Bots are manipulating the conversation. You're constantly at risk of a data breach. And whoever have the most money gets the biggest megaphone.
It's a grim picture.
It is. So who is actually winning? Who benefits from this entire nightmare scenario?
This is where the research transitions from diagnosing the symptoms to identifying the underlying disease. The system isn't broken. It's an extraction machine.
An extraction machine. Okay, explain that.
Well, you, the user, do all the work. You take the photos, you write the posts, you build the audience, you generate the engagement data, you create literally all the value.
Right, without us, there is no platform.
Exactly. But the platform owns the distribution pipes, they own the social graph, and therefore the platform extracts all that value you just generated.
Oh. So we're basically digital tenant farmers.
That's incredibly accurate. It's the unavoidable natural conclusion of an ad-funded internet. These platforms are massive corporations beholden to shareholders. They must extract value from your free participation to survive.
They have to grow.
They have to. So they deploy growth hacking, they take your real, genuine social relationships, the friends you actually logged on to see, and they turn them into acquisition funnels to serve you more ads.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's just fascinating when you map it out step by step. Like, free participation opens the door for the bots.
Yep.
The bots flood the system with an ocean of noise. Because there is an ocean of noise, the platform has to build an algorithm to sort through the mess.
Right, to find the signal.
But the algorithm isn't built to serve you. It's built to serve the advertisers who pay for the servers. And the advertisers demand the absolute maximum extraction of your attention.
It is a perfectly efficient closed-loop engine. The frustration you feel when you open your phone and see garbage isn't a glitch. The machine is operating at peak performance, exactly as its economic incentives dictate.
And your attention, your outrage, your confusion, it's all just combustible material being shoveled into the furnace to keep the engine running.
Fuel for the fire.
Which is exactly why demanding they tweak the algorithm doesn't work. Finding them doesn't work.
Yeah.
You cannot patch a system that is functioning exactly the way it was financially designed to function.
It shifts your entire perspective, doesn't it? You stop being mad at the software and start looking at the economic physics beneath it.
It really does. And I have to admit, reading through this, you build up a lot of cynicism. You start to feel like throwing your phone into the ocean is the only logical response left.
I think we've all felt that urge.
Right. But the research does something really remarkable at the end. After completely tearing down the current state of the web, it pivots.
Yeah, it asks a really profound question.
It points out that for the last 2 decades, the entire internet has been obsessively asking one single question. What got the most clicks?
And optimizing for that one question is exactly what built this noisy, extractive, easily manipulated world. Because a click is frictionless. It costs nothing. Therefore, fundamentally, it means nothing.
Right. But the question nobody is asking is, what did people actually choose to commit to?
This is the radical shift. What if, instead of measuring cheap clicks, a platform measured verifiable commitment? And to be clear, we are not talking about paying a corporation money for a verification badge.
No money.
We're talking about mechanical friction.
Okay, explain how that actually works. How do you prove commitment without just pulling out a credit card?
You introduce deliberate, meaningful friction into the system. Imagine if, to signal that a piece of content was truly valuable, you had to stake your own reputational weight on it.
Okay.
Like, maybe you only get one super endorsement a wink. Or maybe, to significantly boost someone else's voice, you have to temporarily lock your own account from posting for 24 hours.
Oh, wow. So you're putting something irreversible on the line.
Exactly. Your time, your access, your limited social capital. You're giving something up to say, this matters.
It's all about scarcity. A bot farm can generate 10 million free clicks in a second. But a bot farm cannot generate 10 million instances of giving up 24 hours of posting rights.
Right. The math completely flipped.
The cost of automation becomes impossibly high, not in dollars, but in systemic friction.
Exactly. If every expression of massive support required a deliberate act that cost something intrinsic to the user, the entire bot economy just collapses overnight.
And think about how incredibly urgent this is right now. I want you, the listener, to really think about this as we enter the age of AI and deepfakes.
Oh, absolutely. This is the existential part.
We are terrified of AI because it drops the cost of creating hyper-realistic content to absolute zero. When a machine can generate infinite convincing videos and articles for free, the zero-cost problem goes from being an annoyance to an existential threat to our shared reality.
It's the ultimate stress test for the internet. Clicks and views won't save us when bots are the ones making the videos and other bots are the ones clicking on them.
It'll just be machines talking to machines.
The human signal will be entirely lost in an ocean of synthetic noise.
So the only way out is a system that measures human friction. A system where it physically hurts the network to lie at scale. A system built on commitment, not extraction.
It changes everything. It changes who we listen to, how we organize, and how we surface the truth in a world of infinite fake content.
It really leaves you with this incredible sense of possibility. It moves past the critique and opens a door to something we haven't even seen yet.
Something completely new.
Yeah. So we're going to leave you with the exact same open question that the author used to close out this research. I want you to really think about this the next time you unlock your phone, wade through the AI-generated noise, and walk into that chaotic room of a feed.
Yeah, think about this.
If someone were building this, not theoretically, but as a living, breathing system based on actual commitment instead of extraction, would you want to be one of the first people to use it?